How to break out of a rut in 5 minutes. You wake up tired, not because you didn't sleep, because nothing feels different. Same routine, same thoughts, same excuses. You say you'll change tomorrow, next week, next year, but deep down you feel it. You're stuck. Let me ask you something. If not this, then what? If not now, then when? If you keep living like this for 5 more years, where does it lead? Really think about that, because here's the truth. A rut doesn't explode your life. It slowly drains it. It steals your hunger, your fire, your belief. It feels normal. You've adjusted to it. You call it being realistic. You call it just a phase. But what if this isn't a phase? What if this is a pattern? And what if I told you, can you break that pattern in 5 minutes? Not with hype, not with a vision board, with a decision. 5 minutes. That's all it takes to interrupt the downward spiral. I once worked with a guy named Marcus, mid-30s, stable job, stable life, dead inside. He said, I'm not miserable. I'm just flat. Flat is dangerous. Flat becomes years. Years become regret. One afternoon, he told me, I don't feel like doing anything. I said, good. We're not waiting to feel. We're moving. He didn't want to. That's why it worked. Because a rut isn't broken by comfort. It's broken by disruption. Right now, you have 2 choices. Stay the same or shift. And if not this video, then what? How long will you wait? Because your life is not waiting. It's moving. With or without you. And today, we take control back. Stand up. Yes. Right now, not later, not after this section, now. Your body is the remote control to your nervous system, and most people are sitting in the wrong channel, slouched, scrolling, drained. Then they wonder why they feel powerless. Power has a posture, so does defeat. Pull your shoulders back. Lift your chin, feet planted. Take a deep breath in. Fill your lungs. Hold it. Let it out slowly. Again, feel the shift? That's not motivation. That's biology. Your brain listens to your body more than it listens to your thoughts. If your body says tired, your mind searches for problems. If your body says ready, your mind searches for solutions. This is science. Your physiology drives your psychology. Think about the last time you felt confident. How are you standing? How are you breathing? You weren't folded up. You were expanded. Expansion signals safety. Contraction signals threat. Most people live contracted, shoulders tight, jaw clenched, breathing shallow. That keeps you in survival mode. And survival mode kills creativity. It kills courage. It kills initiative. So we flip the switch. Shake your arms out. Loosen your neck. Roll your shoulders. Jump in place. Get your heart rate up. 30 seconds. Go. Feel your pulse rise. That's energy. Energy creates momentum. Momentum creates change. A young guy once told me he felt stuck in his apartment for months. Work from home, no gym, no drive. Every day blurred together. I asked him one question. When was the last time you moved with intensity? He laughed. Said, I don't even remember. So I told him to sprint. Not tomorrow, not next week. That day, he ran for 2 minutes, came back breathing hard, sweating, eyes wide. He said, I feel awake. Nothing in his life changed, but his state did. And state is everything. You don't need a vacation, you need activation. Your body was designed to move. When you move with purpose, you send a signal. I'm not stuck, I'm engaged. Try this. Clench your fists, tight. Hold for 5 seconds. Release. Do it again. Feel the tension leave? That contrast wakes up awareness. Now smile. Even if it feels fake, hold it. Your brain reads that muscle pattern and releases chemicals linked to relief. You can hack your mood in seconds. Walk faster than normal. Not rushed. Intentional. People who move with purpose feel more purpose. Slow body, slow decisions. Strong body, strong decisions. Breathing matters too. Shallow breathing fuels anxiety. Deep breathing fuels clarity. Inhale through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold for 4. Exhale for 6. Longer exhale. That tells your system you're safe. And when you feel safe, you think bigger. Most people try to solve life while their body is in stress mode. That's like trying to write a plan during a fire alarm. Calm the system, then think. Here's the truth. You don't get stuck in life. You get stuck in a physical pattern. Break the pattern. Break the rut. Change your environment for a moment. Step outside. Feel the air on your skin. Look up at the sky. Lift your gaze. When your eyes look up, your mind follows. That's not random. That's wiring. Athletes know this. Before a big play, they move. They bounce. They breathe. They don't sit still, hoping to feel ready. They create readiness. You can do the same. Right in your living room, right in your office, right now. Ask yourself, what does the strong version of me look like physically? How does that version walk? Sit, speak, embody that for 1 minute. Not forever. 1 minute. Notice the shift. Your voice changes. Your thoughts sharpen. Your focus locks in. This is not acting. This is training. The body teaches the brain who you are. If you keep telling yourself you're stuck while sitting collapsed, you reinforce it. If you stand tall while saying, I decide, you build authority. Over time, that authority becomes identity, and identity becomes destiny. You want to feel powerful? Practice power physically. Not when you feel like it, especially when you don't. Because the days you least want to move, do the days movement matter most? State first, strategy second. Change your body, change your state, change your life. And we're just getting started. Your focus is power. Where it goes, your energy follows. Most people don't control their focus. They react. Notifications, news, other people's opinions, old memories. And then they say, I feel overwhelmed. Of course you do. You're feeding your brain chaos. And right now, your filter may be set to problems, deadlines, conflict, comparison, regret. Your brain will always find evidence for what you focus on. If you look for proof that life is hard, you'll find it. If you look for proof that you're capable, you'll find that too. The question is simple. What are you training your brain to see? A woman once told me she felt behind in life. Everyone else seemed ahead. Better job, better house, better relationship. She scrolled for hours every night, comparing, shrinking. I asked her, what if you stopped measuring your life against someone else's highlight reel? Silence. Then she said, I've never thought about that. Exactly. She shifted one thing. She stopped scrolling after 8 p.m., used that time to plan her next day. Her confidence rose. Nothing magical happened. She just redirected her focus. You don't need more time. You need better direction. Ask yourself better questions. Questions control focus. Focus controls emotion. Emotion controls action. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Ask, what can I learn from this? Instead of, why am I so far behind? Ask, what's my next step forward? Keep it small. Keep it real. Control what you can. Let go of what you can't. You can't control the economy. You can control your effort. You can't control other people's opinions. You can control your response. You can't rewrite yesterday. You can write today. That's power. A rut feels heavy because your mind is scattered. Bring it back. One target, one task, one action. Multitasking is often disguised avoidance. Clarity creates calm. Calm creates strength. Here's a simple reset. Grab a piece of paper. Write down everything stressing you out. All of it. No filter. Now circle one thing you can influence in the next 24 hours. Just one. That's your focus. Everything else waits. When you narrow your focus, you widen your impact. Think about a magnifying glass. When light is scattered, it warms. When light is focused, it burns. Be the burn. Intensity beats distraction. And here's another truth. Gratitude sharpens focus. Not fluffy gratitude. Real awareness. Who in your life supports you? What skill do you have that others don't? What challenge have you already survived? You are stronger than you give yourself credit for. But you rarely look at that evidence. You stare at what's missing. Start tracking what's working. Your brain will adjust. It adapts fast. Feed it strength. It finds more. Feed it fear. It multiplies it. You choose the input. You choose the lens. And when you control your focus, you reclaim control over your life, one thought at a time. Here's the hard truth. You don't act your way into a new life. You identify your way into it. Identity drives behavior. Behavior creates results. Results reinforce identity. That loop runs your world. Most people try to change habits without changing who they believe they are. That's why it doesn't last. They say, I'm trying to be disciplined, but deep down they believe I'm not disciplined. So when pressure hits, they fold because the brain protects identity, not goals. So flip it. For 5 minutes, choose a new identity, not forever, 5 minutes. That feels doable. If you had to be focused for the rest of your life, that's heavy. 5 minutes? Anyone can do that. Ask yourself, who do I need to be right now? Not next year, right now. The calm leader? The patient's parent? The fearless starter? Pick one. Say it clearly. I am decisive. I am steady. I am bold. Not I will be. I am. Language matters. Your brain responds to the present tense. A young woman once told me she always avoided hard conversations. She said, I'm just not confrontational. That was her identity, so she lived into it. I asked her, what if you were someone who handles things directly? She laughed, said, that's not me. I said, for the next 5 minutes, it is. She had a call to make. Her heart raced and shaking. But she said, for 5 minutes, I'm direct. She made the call. It wasn't perfect, but it was done. And when it was over, she said something powerful. I didn't die. That moment cracked her old identity. Proof replaced fear. Identity shifts in moments of action, not in moments of thinking. You don't need to feel ready. You need to act aligned. Here's the secret. Confidence is not a personality trait. It's a memory bank. Every time you act in line with a stronger identity, you deposit evidence. Evidence builds belief. Belief builds identity. So start small. If you want to be healthy, be the person who chooses water over soda for 5 minutes. If you want to be productive, be the person who works without distraction for 5 minutes. If you want to be patient, pause and breathe for 5 minutes. 5 focus minutes beat hours of hesitation. And here's something else. Your environment responds to who you are being. Walk into a room slouched and unsure. People treat you one way. Walk in grounded and clear. Energy shifts. People feel it. Identity is not loud. It's consistent. It shows up in tone, in posture, in decisions. You are always practicing something. Either you're practicing weakness or you're practicing strength. There is no neutral. So choose your practice right now for 5 minutes. Be the version of you that handles this situation well. Be the version that doesn't quit. Be the version that finishes. You don't need a full transformation today. You need one aligned action. Because once you see yourself differently, you can't unsee it. And once your identity upgrades, your standards rise with it. So decide, who are you for the next 5 minutes? Choose carefully, because that choice might change everything. Courage has a clock. Most people don't know that. You feel the pull to act, a spark, an idea, a truth you need to say, and then you hesitate. That hesitation is the danger zone, because after a few minutes, your brain goes to work. It lists risks, embarrassment, failure, rejection, loss. It sounds logical. It feels protective, but it's the fear of wearing a smart mask. That's why the rule matters. 5 minutes. When you feel the nudge, move within 5 minutes. Don't wait for perfect timing. There is no perfect timing. There is only action or avoidance. A young man once told me he wanted to switch careers. He hated his job. Every Sunday night felt heavy. He updated his resume, then saved it. Closed the laptop. Weeks passed, nothing changed. I asked him, when you think about applying, what happens? He said, I get nervous. That's your window. Next time the nerves hit, I told him to apply within 5 minutes. No overthinking, no rewriting 10 times. Just send it. He did. Heart pounding, finger shaking over the mouse. He clicked. That single click shifted his path, not because the job was guaranteed, but because he proved something to himself. I act when I'm scared. That sentence is powerful. Courage is not loud. It's often quiet. It looks like sending the text, raising your hand, signing up, showing up. Starting before you feel ready. Fear doesn't disappear. And here's the truth. The longer you wait, the heavier fear gets. Action shrinks fear. Delay feeds it. Think about a time you avoided something. The conversation, the task, the decision. Did it get lighter with time? Or heavier? Exactly. Courage is a muscle. Use it, it grows. Ignore it, it weakens. A woman in her 40s once told me she wanted to start working out again. She hadn't trained in years. She felt embarrassed, out of shape, judged. So she kept waiting until she felt confident. I told her confidence comes after action, not before. She committed to one rule. When she thought about skipping the gym, she had 5 minutes to leave the house. No debate, just shoes on, keys in hand, go. The first week was hard. The second week was easier. By month 3, she wasn't the woman who avoided the gym. She was the woman who showed up. That's identity built through courage. Small brave acts stack. They create momentum. They create pride. And pride fuels consistency. You don't need massive leaps. You need repeated bravery in small doses. And here's something important. Courage is contagious. When you act boldly, others notice. You give them permission to do the same. Your kids see it. Your friends feel it. Your coworkers sense it. You become a standard. But it starts with you. Right now, what have you been postponing? What decision have you been circling? What action keeps tapping you on the shoulder? That's your cue. If not this step, then what step will finally move you forward? If you keep delaying, what does that teach you about yourself? Do you hesitate or that you rise? Every time you act inside that 5-minute window, you rewrite your story. From someone who waits to someone who moves. And that shift changes everything. Motivation fades, momentum builds. Make your bed, drink water, walk outside, 10 push-ups, tiny actions, massive shift. A young woman once told me, I can't change everything. I said, good, don't. Change one thing. She cleaned her desk. That's it. The next day, she organized her calendar. A month later, she changed careers. Small shifts stack. A rut feels heavy because you're staring at the mountain. Stop staring. Take a step. You don't need the whole staircase. You need the next step right now. Momentum beats mood. Action beats doubt. And 5 minutes from now, you can be in motion. Motivation fades, momentum builds. Make your bed, drink water, walk outside, 10 push-ups, tiny actions, massive shift. A young woman once told me, I can't change everything. I said, good, don't. Change one thing. She cleaned her desk. That's it. The next day, she organized her calendar. A month later, she changed careers. Small shifts stack. A rut feels heavy because you're staring at the mountain. Stop staring. Take a step. You don't need the whole staircase. You need the next step right now. Momentum beats mood. Action beats doubt. And 5 minutes from now, you can be in motion. Your life will not transform in a year. It will transform in a moment, this moment. 5 minutes from now can look different, but only if you move. So here's your challenge. When this video ends, move your body. Choose your identity. Take one bold action. Create one small win. No excuses. Because if not now, then what? And if not you, then who? Your rut ends the second you decide it does. The real question is, are you done being stuck or are you ready to move? Choose right now and watch what happens. Thank you for listening. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, my friends.